trips, permanent settlement. And this is something that strikes many people as very dramatic, but for other people, the explorers, this is actually the logical choice. And imagine when people migrated from Germany to Australia or from Germany to the US in the 1900s. There were probably friends and family at home who said, "Are you crazy? What are you doing?" But these are people that want to do it, and it's our responsibility to tell them all the risks, and they have to make the decision.
Why is it necessary to settle on Mars? What is the advantage for the whole world, for the humanity?
Well, in 1969, when Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin landed on the moon, it was not just a tremendous technological feat, but I think the biggest impact that this had in the world was the knowledge that people can achieve almost anything. And I think that if we do this as a worldwide adventure, we have 4 people from 4 different continents, 2 men and 2 women. If we can involve the whole world in this adventure, then it will create a tremendous sense of optimism in the entire world.
Another question is the question of the technique. Is the technique still there to bring them through to the Mars?
All the technology that we need for getting humans to Mars and having them survive there is available. And we've made a technical plan in Mars One and we've discussed it again with aerospace suppliers from all over the world. And we've used the feedback from these aerospace suppliers to come up with components for each of the big things we need, the rocket, the lander, life support system. All these things are existing technology.
How high are the costs and how can you get the money for it?
The cost of getting the first 4 people on Mars is about $6 billion US. We have a number of ways of financing it, but we started Mars One actually when we found one of those ways. The Olympic Games in London, they had revenues of more than $6 billion US from broadcasting rights and sponsorships. And the Olympic Games only last 3 weeks, so it's more than $1 billion per week just because the world is watching. If you imagine how much bigger a human mission to Mars will be compared to the Olympics, then you can see that $6 billion, it's a lot of money, but it's really not that expensive.
Some call it a Big Brother show on the Mars. What would happen if the first team gets big problems? Where's the limit to interrupt a TV show?
Well, I would say if anyone wants to compare this to Big Brother, I would say the story of Mars One is about 4 people leaving everything on Earth behind forever, taking a huge risk, going to a place where no one has ever been before, surviving on their own, depending on each other. And I would like to ask this person, which Big Brother season did you watch? Because I want to see it too.
Last question, what are your plans? Would you like to participate?
I started Mars One because I wanted to go to Mars, but we found in the last 2 years that our biggest challenge is not technology, it's not finance. The biggest challenge is to find the best first team. And to find the 4 people that can live together for 2 years before the second crew comes, that will be our biggest challenge. And I am certainly not one of those people who can do that.
Who made the decision?
The decision will be made in part by Mars One and in part by our audience, because we want this. It's the most important election of all times. Nobody will remember in 1,000 years who was the president of the US in 2013, but everybody will remember who was the first man on Mars. Of course, we have to make sure that only the best people are sent, so people who are up to the task. But from these good people, we will ask the audience to decide.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.